everybody, and welcome to the first reading lesson with Miss Dyson. We are going to be reading a familiar book today that I'm sure we've all read loads before, which is Jack and the Beanstalk. And the reason why I've chosen this book for us to read this week is because we need to build our comprehension skills. So we are all absolutely fabulous with our reading skills and we can read very fluently. However, we sometimes forget what we have read, and this makes it really difficult when we need to answer some questions, just like our reading test that we did. So, I'm going to read the story. The words will be on the screen, so feel free to read it as you go along as well. And I'm going to stop and ask you some questions about what we have just read, just to see if we are making those connections and building our comprehension skills. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about the front cover. So we can see the title, which is Jack and the Beanstalk. So what do you think the character on the front of the cover is thinking? You can pause the video at any point to have a little discussion or a little think to yourself. So I think this is Jack on the front cover and this is the beanstalk. And I think he's thinking that the plant is really impressive and he can't believe how tall it is. Which it is really impressive and it is huge. And I also think he's wondering what's at the top of that. So let's read the story together. Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time there lived a little boy called Jack. He lived in a cottage with his mother, and their most valuable possession was a cow called Daisy. Daisy provided fresh milk for Jack and his mother every day. They loved her very much. So, first question, I hope we were listening. The text is on the screen for you to have a look at just to jog your memory. What is Jack and his mother's most valuable possession? Have a think. They think that it's their cow, Daisy. So because they think that their most valuable possession is a cow called Daisy, what might that mean about Jack's family? It might mean that they don't have much money and they don't have things that are valuable to them. So they might not have a brand new telly or a phone. And the most important thing that they have is their cow. So let's carry on reading the next page. Sadly, the day came when Jack and his mother had no money left. Jack's mother told him that he would have to take Daisy to the market and sell her. Jack was distraught, but he knew that they had no choice. He set off to the market with Daisy, feeling very sorrowful. So the first question is, why was Jack so distraught at having to sell Daisy? So first of all, we need to know what distraught means. Distraught can mean heartbroken, upset, sad, devastated. Okay, so maybe he's feeling distraught because he loves Daisy and she's part of the family and she gives them fresh milk for them to live on. Right, time to turn the page. On the way to the market, Jack met a man. The man had large curly moustache and was wearing a sparkly yellow coat. He stared with interest at Daisy and then said, "What a fine cow you have there, Jack." How do you know my name?" asked Jack, confused. "Oh, I know lots of things," chuckled the mysterious man. "For example, I know that these beans I hold in my hand have magical powers." So quite an easy question here. Why was Jack confused with the man? It says it in the text. So look where it might say confused and read just before it. It'll give you your answer. so we can make those comprehension links. That's right, he was confused because the man knew his name. So you might be thinking, oh, that's unusual. How does he know my name? What magical powers do these beans have? What does the mysterious man mean when he says, "What a fine cow you have there, Jack"? What could he mean by that? Well, I can work out that this man has magical powers, and that's how he knew Jack's name without asking. And I also think that it means that he might want to buy the cow. So what a fine cow you have there. He's showing interest in the cow. Let's turn the page. I will give you these incredible beans in exchange for your cow, suggested the man. When you plant them, they will grow right up to the sky within just a few hours. Oh no, said Jack. Daisy is all my mother and I have, and I must get a good price for her at the market today. With these beans, you will never have to worry about money again, said the man persuasively. At last, Jack gave in and swapped Daisy for the beans. So why do you think Jack finally decided that he was going to swap Daisy for some beans? After all, he did say that he needed a good price at the market. It says in the text that the man said persuasively. Now we've learnt before that the word persuasively or persuade means to get somebody to do something. So with these beans you will never have to worry about money again. So that man is making those beans seem a lot more important than the money, and he's persuaded Jack to swap them for the cow. So Jack might start to think that he won't need money again, and that these beans are the best things that he can have, and they're better than money. I wonder what his mum's going to think about it when he comes back with a load of beans instead of money. Let's move on to the next page and find out. When Jack arrived back at his house, he skipped excitedly to the kitchen. "You're back already, Jack?" asked his mother. "I do hope you got a good price for Daisy." "Better than that, mother," sang Jack. "I have some magical beans." He started to explain about the man he had met, but his mother was not listening. She was extremely angry, and she took the beans and threw them straight out of the window. So it says in the text, he skipped excitedly. Why do you think Jack skipped excitedly? Well done, he's excited to tell his mother about the beans that he got for Daisy, because he thinks that he got a really good deal. Can you work out why Jack's mother threw the beans out of the window? You could look at the pictures and see how she looks in the picture. Jack's mother was feeling very angry that Jack only got beans for their valuable cow. And it says just here, she was extremely angry and she thought that the beans were useless. So let's turn the page over. Oh, as you can see as well, look at Jack in the picture. How do you think he's feeling when she threw them out the window? Using pictures is really important when we're doing our comprehension skills, because it sometimes gives away some of the answers. Jack was sent to his bedroom. He laid down on his bed and cried himself to sleep. So why do you think Jack was sent to his bedroom? So maybe he was sent to the bedroom as a punishment for not getting a good price for the cow. Maybe because his mum was so angry that he sent him to bed. How do you think Jack is feeling as he lies on the bed? Again, look at the pictures. You can see that there might be some tears. His face looks a little bit sad. So I think he's feeling a little bit disappointed with himself because he exchanged Daisy for some beans instead of money, which is what they need. and it made his mum cross, and he doesn't like making his mum cross. The next morning, Jack woke up and noticed that his bedroom was much darker than usual. A shadow fell across the room. He ran outside to investigate. So what do you think Jack is thinking at this point? So when he wakes up the next morning and sees a huge shadow, what do you think he's feeling? He might think to himself that he wants to find out why his room's so dark. And I also think he's a little bit suspicious at something that might be to do with the beans, as the man told him that they will grow very quickly in the previous page. Fantastic. Well, we're going to leave this here for now, and we're going to continue with this story tomorrow. So you can continue reading this book. I will send it to your parents via email so that you can continue reading and you can think about some of those questions. Well done again, everybody. I'm so proud of you all for how we're coping with this sudden change, and I really hope that we see each other soon. Bye!